Elon Musk, the globally renowned tech mogul, decided to step out of his usual life of luxury and innovation for a day. On this particular morning, he was not dressed in his typical sharp suit or casual tech billionaire attire. Instead, he wore an oversized old jacket, threadbare jeans, and a fake bushy beard and mustache. A well-worn beanie pulled low over his head and scuffed sneakers completed the disguise. His appearance seemed entirely out of place for someone of his stature, but Elon had a plan. He wasn't there to make headlines or give interviews. This day, he wanted to conduct a social experiment, to see how people treated someone who looked like they didn't belong. With a purpose in mind, Elon made his way to Brew Haven Coffee Shop, a modest yet popular cafe known for its welcoming atmosphere and good coffee. Though not a luxurious establishment, it was the perfect spot for his test. As he approached the glass door, the inviting aroma of freshly brewed coffee and warm pastries wafted out to greet him. Elon caught a glimpse of his reflection in the glass. For the first time in years, he didn't look like Elon Musk, the billionaire genius. Instead, he saw an ordinary man, perhaps even an outcast. It gave him a sense of anonymity that he hadn't experienced in decades. Taking a deep breath, he pushed open the door. The atmosphere inside was cozy, the murmur of quiet conversations blending with the hiss of the espresso machine. But just as Elon was about to step inside, a burly security guard named Rick blocked his path. "Hey, you can't just hang out here, buddy," Rick said, his tone brusque. He eyed Elon's appearance with suspicion. Elon, staying in character, replied calmly, "I'm here to buy coffee." He reached into his jacket pocket and pulled out a crumpled wad of cash. Rick's eyes narrowed. "What do you think you're doing here?" "I'm here for a cappuccino," Elon said firmly. "And I've got the money to pay." Rick hesitated but eventually stepped aside, muttering under his breath. Elon walked through the door, maintaining his calm demeanor despite feeling the weight of curious stares from a few customers. This was exactly what he had anticipated, an experiment in how society judged people based on appearances. Inside, Elon approached the counter where two young cashiers stood. One was Ethan, a friendly-looking young man with a warm smile. The other was Cindy, a woman whose irritated expression and slouched posture made it clear she wasn't thrilled to be there. "Good morning. What can I get for you?" Then asked cheerfully. Before Elon could respond, Cindy rolled her eyes and muttered just loud enough to be heard, "You've got to be kidding me." Elon glanced at her briefly but chose not to react. "Cappuccino, please," he said, addressing Ethan. Ethan quickly began ringing up the order, maintaining his polite and welcoming demeanor. Meanwhile, Cindy barely looked up. She shifted her weight and sighed loudly, her attitude dripping with disdain. Contrast between the two employees was striking. Ethan exuded kindness and professionalism, while Cindy acted as though Elon's presence was an inconvenience. For a few minutes, Ethan returned with a steaming cup of coffee, carefully placing it on the counter. "Here you go. Enjoy your drink," he said, his smile unwavering. Elon nodded appreciatively. "Thank you," he said, his voice calm. He took his coffee and found a seat by the window. As he sipped the cappuccino, he observed the cafe's interactions. Cindy's impatience extended to every customer she served, her sharp tone and sarcastic remarks driving some away visibly upset. In contrast, Ethan continued to provide attentive and friendly service, even to the most difficult customers. Elon's disappointment grew. His experiment was revealing a reality he had suspected but hoped would be different. Many people judged others based solely on appearances. Ethan, however, was proving to be a rare exception. Elon remained at the cafe for nearly an hour, quietly observing. When he finished his coffee, he stood up and made his way back to the counter. Ethan was wiping down the surface, while Cindy stood in the corner, texting on her phone and ignoring the growing line of customers. Clearing his throat to catch Ethan's attention, Elon said, "Hey, Ethan," then turned around, surprised. Yes, sir." Elon smiled warmly. "You're a good man, a very kind person," he said, his voice sincere. Ethan's face flushed with surprise. "Thank you, sir," he said, clearly flustered but pleased. Elon then glanced at Cindy, who hadn't even bothered to look up. "You're different, Ethan," Elon continued. "You understand what it means to treat everyone with respect, no matter who they are." Ethan smiled shyly. Cindy, however, rolled her eyes and muttered, "What's this all about?" Elon turned back to Ethan, ignoring Cindy's remark. "I appreciate your kindness," he said, pulling a sleek business card from his jacket pocket. "Call this number tomorrow." Then stared at the card in disbelief. The bold letters spelled out Elon Musk. His hands trembled as he looked up, his eyes wide. "Wait, Elon Musk?" he stammered. Elon smiled. "Yes, that's me. I've been watching you for a while. You have have a good heart, Ethan, and I think you deserve more than just this job. Call the number. As Ethan processed the moment, Cindy finally spoke up, her tone sharp. What are you doing? He's just a barista. Why would you want to help him? Elon's gaze shifted to Cindy, his expression steady but firm. Kindness is something rare these days, he said simply. Maybe you should try it sometime. The next day, Ethan nervously dialed the number on the card. His hand shook as he spoke to someone from Tesla's HR department. When the receptionist confirmed his appointment for an interview, Ethan's disbelief grew. He arrived at Tesla's headquarters 2 days later, filled with a mixture of excitement and nerves. Despite feeling out of place among the sharp-suited employees, Ethan gave it his all during the interview. He spoke passionately about his degree in automotive engineering and his dreams for the future. 2 days later, Elon called him personally. Ethan, I've got good news, Elon said. You're hired. Welcome to the team at Tesla. The phone call felt surreal to Ethan. He had always dreamed of working in the automotive industry but never thought it would happen so soon. When he told his family, his mother cried tears of joy and his father, a retired mechanic, expressed immense pride in his son. Ethan's new role at Tesla changed his life. He moved his family to a better neighborhood, and with his new salary, they were finally able to live comfortably. Meanwhile, Cindy's story took a different turn. Word of her attitude spread, and she was eventually transferred to another branch far away. Her rude behavior had cost her the respect of both her co-workers and customers. Ethan continued to work hard, never forgetting the lesson Elon Musk had taught him. He always treated everyone with respect, from janitors to executives. Whenever he passed by Brew Haven Coffee Shop, he remembered the day that changed his life forever. Elon's social experiment, initially a simple test of humanity, had turned into a transformative event for more than one person. The story spread quietly, a reminder that small acts of kindness and recognition can ripple out to create significant change. Elon Musk, though often celebrated for his technological achievements, had once again demonstrated the profound impact of leading with humanity. Ethan thrived in his role at Tesla, eventually earning promotions and becoming a mentor to new employees. He carried forward the lesson Elon had taught him, always emphasizing the importance of empathy and respect in the workplace. Meanwhile, Brew Haven Coffee Shop, now part of local lore, continued to serve its community, with Ethan occasionally stopping by to reflect on the journey that had started there. As for Elon, he never spoke publicly about the experiment, leaving it as a private reminder of the value in seeing people not for how they appear, but for who they truly are. And for everyone who heard the story, it was a call to kindness, to treat every interaction as an opportunity to uplift and inspire.